Okay, let's get into the spirit of this race. GP Kranj just setting up now is another 1.2 race somewhere down here. There it is there. We're getting that star list, and I'm pretty sure it's the 2012 because it's classed as a heli route. Yes, it is. Settings are still normal 1-1. Let's get into the swing of things. As you can see, we've got the absolute GOAT on the thumbnail for today. That is, of course, Žiga Horvat. Slightly different start list here. Bomboy here for and post chain reaction. The finish line is looking quite similar. Ivan Smirnov for XDS Astana, Kazarwell and Galuro again. China Glory got Fedorov, who have been sent to the Gulag apparently. Korotek with Zakarata, Uskatel with Prades, DuPont with this Farai Mongolia squad. Haribo Betiol once again. Dan McClay here for Orica Green Ages at a blast from the past. Trinity with Van Ship getting into it at the end. Looks like a little bit of a punchy finish. Betiol, of course, is the absolute favourite. Sam Watson for Haribo 1-2 and Prades for Uskatel. If it goes to 0 for our rider. Let's get into the swing of things. Who's the game say the favourite is? It'll be Betiol, of course. Ooh, Colombian champion here for XDS Astana. Osorio. Interesting. Betiol there, of course, the tricolour once again. Let's let the breakaway establish before we bother seeing who is in it. Let's have a look at the map. Is this just a circuit race? Is it? Fedorov with Redemption Arc? I would love to think so. Evgeny Fedorov, absolute GOAT. Looks like there's quite a few corners in this circuit around the city, the GP Kranj. We have Bomboy, who was the leader, or one of the strongest riders, and post chain reaction getting up the road. Baldacini, Shinkelgov, Gustav Wang, and Sippy, and Golika, and more attacks run to the peloton. Ferrara, Mongolian team trying to get a man into the breakaway. He looks like he is not being allowed to escape. Mora and Aski there. Let's tune in with the peloton once again. It's Uskatel and Team Haribo, of course, for Alberto Betiol. Looking at all these corners, which are going to mess up everybody's sprint. Hell, it's going to make it a very messy race, so it could come down to how well positioned some of these teams are in the corner. It's a long race, so we're on ×8. It's a decent sized breakaway as well, but they're not going to get too far with these strong teams here in the peloton. Fedorov finds himself towards the 4. Looking at the star list, Fedorov is the leader for the China Glory squad. I'm rooting for Fedorov. These little bumps here should help him out. He should be doing well, shouldn't he? He should. Look at him. 72 hills, 68 medium mountain. He's got enough to go up these little bumps. .100 kilometers to go. Puncture for George Jackson, the Kiwi from the Mongolian squad. He finds himself at the back of the peloton and now back in contention. He's currently running for Burgos BH in real life and has had pretty shitty results since Bolton Equities Black Spoke was disbanded at the end of 2023, I want to say. Anyway, still 72 kilometers to go. The breakaway still got 9 riders, but the peloton is catching up. 1 minute 30 is the advantage. I mean, it must be pretty boring to watch. Just fast forward in the race, nothing really happening. You're right. I did slow it down the last race when stuff did occur. So hopefully that happens shortly, and we get a bit more exciting of an outcome. Oh, there's a cheeky little attack there. We missed that. We see 3 riders going up the road. It is Dan McClay, Eriksson for China Glory, Omzel for Mongolia, Zakarato Asairo trying to come across. Haribo not happy with this, so they are straight on the front, pacing them down. Will these 4 riders make it to the breakaway? The initial 2 have, and everyone's in the breakaway. It's another strong breakaway 14 riders as we see another attack off the front of the peloton. Van Bell for Haribo, Edward Prades and Alberto Bettiol. Bettiol, the pre-race favourite, jumping across. And Gillo from Cajaruel also trying to get up there, but it's now up to China Glory and Post Chain Reaction to chase us down. Everyone else has got riders in the breakaway. Looking up the road, we can see the breakaway ahead of the peloton in the three-man group in no man's land. Bettiol, is he burning his matches too early? It looks like he's sitting up a little. Is he heading back towards the peloton? There's a split in one of the corners. The gruppetto has formed with Attilio Viviani in there. Van Schip, St. Jens, Timothy Dupont and Ardilla. They're not giving up quite yet as Ann Post is about to catch the Bettiol group. The blue car of death is sitting in the way. There's 36 kilometers to go. They're just letting everyone else stay out of reach. Bettiol almost in the breakaway. Edward Prades trying to sit in that wheel, staying out of the... Well, there's no wind, it's really just staying in the draft. Haribo has used their domestique as these corners are playing havoc for the peloton, trying to chase them down. China Glory back on the front. Fedorov, where is he? Fedorov still in the peloton there. George Jackson moving up into position. There's 40 seconds now between the gruppetto and the Bettiol group. The Bettiol group has made it to the front, I think. They have. The Bettiol group is in the front breakaway. Alberto Bettiol holds 2 bike lengths advantage on the peloton, being led by Ann Post, Chain Reaction and China Glory. It's almost back together now. They just need to make it over this little bump before we call it. All come back together at the front of the race as riders counter over the top. Edward Prades, Eriksson and McClay, 3 big names in the sport of cycling. Dan McClay, of course, for Orica Green Edge, sitting on the back of this trio. Edward Prades, he is the ever experienced Spaniard, and with them is the Swedish national champion. 2 more riders trying to jump across. Thornley taking George Jackson with him. Asperin trying to get across for Prades. Euskaltel with 2 riders in the front bunch. Haribo now on the back foot. They're now having to work to bring Alberto Bettiol back into contention. Sunpick has gone for China Glory, but Ann Post Chain Reaction do not want him to go up the road. They've seen what he is capable of. They do not want the Czech rider to be into that break. It's still anyone's race as the gruppetto has caught up. 1 sole rider out the back. It is Oscar, forget it, but some other guy. 7 riders now off the front. No big names there. I'd say probably Dan McClay if it came down to a sprint, but looking at these corners, it still could be anyone's battle here. Cajaruel and another attack on the right hand side from China Glory. 20 kilometers to go. These corners, these hills, they're playing havoc with the pre-made tactics. There goes Yevgeny Fedorov, the former Kazakhstani champion. He's on the front. His team manager is screaming his name as he launches an attack, but Bettiol is in his wheel. Is that the move to make? If I were him, I'd probably be sitting up by now. It's the correct move, but not with Bettiol in your wheel. You don't want him there when it comes to the finish. He's listening. He's set up. And Post Chain Reaction now on the front. The breakaway only has 20 seconds on the peloton. 2 riders have been dropped out the back. The leader for Trinity is losing contact with the peloton. 16 kilometers to go. A few more laps of this course remain. It's all back together as 3 riders go off the front. Once again, Prades, Manzin and McClay. McClay and Prades been in all the big moves of today. 14 kilometers to go. There's Ann Post Chain Reaction with their sprint train up the front. Bettiol looking a little bit worse for wear. Not dead, but a little bit worse for wear. Cajaruel moving up those yellow jerseys up towards the front of the race. Bettiol in a great position. The breakaway has been caught. Once again, there's now 58 riders in contention. The final lap of the course has begun, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they're finishing, yeah. So the final lap has begun. 11 Ks to go. Another attack on the front. Sebastian Mora for Cajaruel, McClay, Prades, Bettiol all here. Bettiol's got 2 domestics sitting behind him. McClay is dead. He spent all this day attacking. He is paying for his efforts. Now there's 9 riders out in front. Fedorov's in the front bunch. Will we see a counter-attack over the top by one of these riders? Yes, we do. It is Samuel Watson of Team Haribo. Bettiol, he is letting his teammate go up the road and sitting up. Watson has a small, slim lead. 10 seconds going down this descent. Up the penultimate climb, he is caught by Cajaruel. Still 8 riders out in front. Astana, Kazakhstan and the Mongolia team are trying to catch back up. Another attack off the front. Sam Watson goes once again. China Glory, Yevgeny Fedorov is forced to chase. A peloton sits up through the middle. Asperin just rolling to the front of the bunch to set up an attack for his teammate. Nope. It looks like they're letting Samuel Watson ride away to victory. Another win for the Haribo squad. Where's the rest of the team? They're sitting nice and deep in the peloton. Betiel should be moving further towards the front. 3.6 kilometers to go. There's 40 seconds. David Bomboy on the front now. Ramil, where is Yevgeny Fedorov? He's sitting in the peloton. There is his tall, stocky build. We see the Swedish champion attacking on the left-hand side. 1.8 Ks to go. Definitive win by Samuel Watson as he celebrates his victory with 200 meters to go. Back in the peloton, Prades with a sneaky attack of the inside. There's Yevgeny Fedorov on the right-hand side of the road. He's going to clutch a third place, I think. No, fourth place, as the Cajaruel rider takes it by a tire width. Interesting. Interesting turn of events there. Not uninteresting. Fedorov, there was definitely a redemption arc, but not as nice of a redemption arc as I would have liked. Hello, welcome. Who's at the back? Fair. Here we have the podium for the race. Samuel Watson of Haribo taking the win by 24 seconds ahead of Eduard Prades and Antonio Anguilo, ahead of Yevgeny Fedorov. Another fourth, gosh. 2 fourths are pretty good, man. I wouldn't be complaining too much. Well, there we have it, GP Kranj. I will see some of you fellas shortly as we then take on the Renewi Tour with the World Tour teams. Thanks for tuning in to GP Kranj. Enjoy your days.